Hey, I think that if you were to go around and question all the women of TikTok and ask whether or not they have ever been sexually abused, violated, even young ones, made to feel uncomfortable in their own skin, had an old guy look at them and go, "Look at those boobs starting to grow on you," when they were little girls. Because we've all had to put up with it. As a woman myself who had to deal with getting beat and raped, and by the way, in the early 90s, according to the Supreme Court, it was still legal to rape me. Yay me. I would appreciate women up there fighting for other women, fighting for our protection, because do you really think if I had anyone on my side, I would not have just laid there and let that man do to me what he did? I myself was 17 years old. I was taken from Colorado to Indiana. And the first time he beat the fuck out of me, I called for help. I was up in northern Indiana, place I'd never been before, 17 years old. I called the police. They said, well, maybe if you can get to Indianapolis, we might be able to help you. So for 3 more years, I let myself get beaten and raped. That was my life. So if you are asking me if I want people in Washington protecting women, oh yes, I do. I really do. But Nancy, honey, you're not protecting us. You're not. You're not protecting any woman from getting hurt right now. At all. You have failed utterly. I don't care if you think you can walk and chew gum at the same time, because apparently you can't. Because you have failed women, period. You have protected us from nothing. There are no threats to us from trans people. Now, while there may be individual cases here and there, I'm sure there are. But at large, women are not being threatened by the trans community. In fact, it's generally an ally for women. You targeted this one woman. She has no credible threats against her. No one has ever even hinted that she has ever done anything inappropriate to anyone ever. And before she's even there, what did you do? You went out of your way to ostracize her, to make her feel other, to make her feel like she is an abuser. You have put her in the position of being the abuser, and you have to be protected from her. But you let Matt Gaetz walk your corridors freely, easily. You walk next to him. You get in a fucking elevator alone with him. You know what that tells me, sweetheart? One of two things. You have lied about the abuse that you have put up with. Or you've become conditioned to it and you accept it. In which case, I don't want you making laws for me. I don't need someone who lays down to protect us. I need someone who has the ability to fight to protect us. And if you are going after this woman and not Matt Gaetz, you are not that person. You have obviously become conditioned to accept abuse and now will accept abuse in others. And this happens a lot to victims. And sweetie, you need to get help. Because when it comes to the point that you start accepting the people who hurt you into your life while pushing out the people who are not, you have not escaped your victim mentality. In fact, there's a chance you might still be being abused, because that is the type of attitude that people who are being abused have. And how do I know this? Because I myself was abused. Of course I know it. So you go ask. You ask the high school girls that are getting the shit beat out of them by their boyfriends if they feel like Nancy Mace has protected them in the damn bathroom. She's not. So, Nancy Mace, um, instead of protecting women from non existent threats, since you're obviously not going to protect us from real ones, why don't you at least try and stop all the closures in Boeing that are going to hit your state and fuck y'all up?